Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown, along with Ryan Graham
Hey, y'all.
and Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. I had to go out and get the sponsor beer for this whole remote session of recording thing.
I like the product placement there, too. It's like
the mouth's actually on this other side, so I had to do that. Well, actually, that kind of works. For those listening, this is a Corona, a big, 24-ounce Corona can.
Nice.
I wasn't going to buy an entire case of the beer.
That's a tall boy.
Oh, did you just get the one, what are they called? Like Magnums or something?
Something like that, yeah. And then for those that are listening and asking why I'm talking about to those listening, we put last week's episode up on YouTube, and we'll probably be doing that again with this one. It was kind of fun. It's kind of neat to do a little bit different thing. Did either of you guys even take a look at it, see what it was like?
I mean, I looked at it this whole time, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Tim I can count on. Tim will actually pays attention and wants to make this thing better if he can. By
masterful video editing.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I was up until like 4 in the morning doing all this. I mean, we stayed up late afterwards. Just so it was a rough Wednesday morning.
Nice.
It was a rough Wednesday morning.
So let's just go ahead and talk about something not normally our thing, but kind of our current events. I wanted to just talk about this whole coronavirus lockdown quarantine thing as it relates to us and Georgia State and, just the local area. Nothing really too intense and nothing political, because this is something that should not be political despite people making it such. We suspected that commencement and spring game and spring tour and all that stuff was going to be canceled, which they announced. I think officially it was announced today that they canceled all those things, but it was kind of expected, which is disappointing. But you're not going to have a spring game in like July or something, right? You're not going to
right.
Or spring tour. I mean, I guess they technically do something closer to the start of the season, but not really, right?
Yeah, and I think just nobody really knows what's going on, so people don't want to have like definite plans on any date because you could just have to cancel them,
Right. Yeah. A concert to go to on April 3rd, not April 3rd, April 2nd. That's now they pushed it back to November, so they're expecting this thing to be done by the end of the year, I guess.
I mean, I hope it's done by like next month, but
there's a lot of stuff like the Olympics postponed all the way till next year.
I saw.
It was Canada pulled their athletes out, and then I don't know if other countries were as well, but yeah. I think that once this thing is all over and done with, we should try to organize a Panther meetup, because people are going to be itching to get out of their house and do something, and we've got sports to rally around, so we should try to figure something out. Maybe even see if the school wants to like host something at the stadium or something, just for a little outside beer fest or something like that. I don't know.
I'd be down for that. I mean, we can let them have a spring non-spring game. How about that?
Spring tailgate or a summer tailgate or something.
Football players could just go out there and kind of practice, but not really.
They're under no obligation, but yeah, I'm sure there's probably some NCAA rules against all that.
Do they have rules or anything now? They shouldn't have rules anymore, right?
Rules right now. It's anarchy. Rules. Ryan, this is the way you like it, right? All anarchy. No one knows what's going on.
Yep, it's crazy. Yeah, we won't get political. Don't egg me on.
If you want to get political, go on Panther Talk.
There you go. Well, yeah. So Liberty actually announced that they're going to let like up to 5,000 students back on campus this week.
Yeah, I saw they're doing like a commencement or something, aren't they?
Well, the classes, they're letting the spring classes continue. They said the kids paid for classes. They paid for their room and board. They should be able to get their money's worth. So there's like, come on, let's do it.
Well, God, man, what rules am I operating on? What am I allowed to say and not say? I don't even know, man.
You can just talk about how silly they are if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I bet they just think that God's going to protect them, right? I mean, that's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best guess for that school. I mean, I also maybe because like 95% of their enrollment is online. They're like, well, we're not going to stop doing the classes for those guys.
Yeah.
So right. Let it go for the people that come, the kids that come in. But that kind of surprised me to see that they were going to have the kids back on once everything else was shut down. I think the state of Virginia actually just shut down public schools for the rest of the school season. This year is going to be done with. as far as
I
coming
mean,
in.
that sounds worse than it is though, because that's May, right?
Right.
Yeah, we still have all of this half of March, all of April, and then through May. I mean,
Yeah.
I finished my graduating year of high school was June like 9th or 10th or something like that. So it went into June, but
Oh, I thought it was early May.
it used to be. I remember as a kid, it used to be early May that I got out. But yeah, they kept on trying to push more and more towards like this 12-month school year, so that more breaks and things got condensed more. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember I kept having to go in earlier because my birthday was August 11th. So for a long time, I'd had like my birthday and party and stuff, and then I'd go back to school like a couple weeks later, and then it got pushed back to where like my birthday was at school.
Right. Yeah, I've got 4 younger sisters, like significantly younger than me, and really I can only remember 2 of their actual birthdays, and one of them is the oldest, and it was because her birthday was my first day of school that year, like whenever I was going to like 6th grade or something, and August 21st. So I remember her birthday. The 2 in the middle I can't remember, and the other one I only remember is because it's the same day of the month as mine. So
Yeah, I just remember from growing up in Florida, like year-round school was this thing that kept coming up 1 or 2 years, and then we get defeated. We never did it in South Florida, but they might do it now.
That's a good idea.
as a child, I hated the idea of year-round school. As an adult with 2 children that we'll have to deal with them during the summer months, yeah, I'm all for year-round school.
Well, they still give you all the days off. They just give it to you more broken up over the whole year.
That works
Right.
out great. That's more like the European plan. Like, you can go take your holiday and do a week here, a week there, and all that kind of stuff. I'd be down for that a lot more. But
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to say about the Olympics moving. So we had all the qualifications here for track and field, or I guess for the marathon type stuff. I'm assuming, it may only make sense. They're not going to do like re-qualifications come next year for this whole thing. Everybody that qualified now is qualified next year. There's no way I would ever qualify for any Olympic sport whatsoever at all. But if I was in this position right now, somehow lucked my way into this like marathon thing, I would totally let myself go. I would try to become as huge as possible. I'd make this 350. I got 12 months to gain 200 pounds, and become this just ginormous guy that's running this marathon. I think it'd be awesome. Like all the runners are done, and like 3 hours later, the camera's still following me, trugging along. I hope somebody does that.
Would you even finish? I don't even know.
I'm sure there's. I mean, they have a van to come pick you up or something, right?
Right.
Well, I saw somebody talking about.
No, what you do is you're that guy. You just like when you get close to the time to stopping, you just call an Uber Eats to come pick you up.
Have you seen this sort of related to Uber Eats in Seattle? Maybe not Seattle. No, wait, somewhere in Oregon. They
Seattle's not in Oregon.
Somewhere in Oregon. Well, to me, they're the same. So
It's leftover Ryan virus going on right now.
North Oregon, South Oregon.
well, I do still have some crud, but they shut down all the businesses, and so the strip clubs got shut down, and they are starting a food delivery service as like dressed all down.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that where the dancers.
Uber Eats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm all for it, man. They shut down everything here, right? Not that I'm gonna be able to take advantage of it, but yeah, like some money.
Yeah, you just do what you got to do. I don't know, man.
Exactly.
You gotta get creative, right?
You actually think you want to see some of these women like in the light of your own house in daytime and everything?
I do. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
affirm.
dollars flowing, right?
That's something that I would like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. One of the things that's been cool about all of this, because I'm going a little stir crazy being in here, but one thing I think is cool is the way the different sports news and like entertainment have been trying to figure out something to make this, entertaining. Like I wake up Sunday morning and I'm scrolling through the news or the channels, and ESPN2 has been rebranded as The Ocho.
The Ocho.
I saw that.
Like they had the stone skipping competitions. I watched part of the electrician competition, national championship, and these things are from a couple.
Wait. Who won?
Oh, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't get to watch that much TV around here of my own choosing. But that was awesome. It was great. I found it a lot of fun. So they recorded this stuff before. This was like the 2019 national championship, the 2018. So ESPN did have crews out there recording all of this stuff at some point.
Just in
They
case.
need it.
I'm like, why don't we have this? This would be great just to have this random stuff. Because I'll scroll through the channels and they'll have like the cornhole championships on. I'll watch that. I watch that all the time. I would watch some dude wire an electrical box and everything just randomly on a Sunday morning. I did. That was great. And then Georgia State actually had a lot of fun with it. They were tweeting out on Saturday as if the Tennessee game was ongoing. Did either of you catch this?
No,
I did not.
Did you hear about? Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
no clue.
So
Help us out.
the game started at 3 or 3:30 back in September, right? And so at 3:30 on this past Saturday, they just started retweeting, or not retweeting, but like tweeting out their tweets from back in September all over again, as if the game was ongoing. Like somebody even replied back, "Are you guys playing sports right now?" Like, no, this is a replay. But it was.
This is a replay of our tweets.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was fun. It was exciting, and I went back and afterward and scrolled through their Twitter account, and like they had all the GIF clips and everything out there. It was exciting to watch the whole thing. I mean, I kind of wish we were kind of over and done with that and moved on past it, but it was a lot of fun. It was something.
Nah, you can do like
I gotta get
classics.
props to athletics for doing that. That was really cool.
We'll have a new one this year, right? When we beat Alabama. So I mean, we're getting ready for it.
Their trap game.
Yeah. We got to figure out what would be so upset was such an iconic way to do the whole thing with the U and the T. Do we have like what a Bama upset would be?
Oh my God, I literally just don't care how, because that would be so amazing. Words could not describe.
Alabama. Oh, that's stupid. That's bad. That's bad. Let's see what else was going on. It was cool.
I did see those tweets, by the way. I didn't know what they were for, but they were entertaining and they reminded me of Tennessee.
I mean, they did everything. They even had like the clips of the guys like walking out of the locker rooms onto the field at Neyland Stadium.
That's what I saw.
It was literally as if the game was going on that day. It was really like the same time apart. You know, they waited. The touchdown was scored. 10 minutes into the game, they waited till that time and they tweeted that back out. It was kind of fun. It was neat. It was a little excitement on an otherwise boring day, just sitting at the house.
Yeah.
One other thing that the group of 5 guys were doing, we talked about a little bit about this before we started recording. So the group of 5 guys that just cover all G5 football and just football. They're not even into basketball or the other sports or anything. But
My kind of guys.
They came down to the game. Wasn't the Army game, was it? It was one of the games that was all rainy and gross and stuff.
I think it was the Army game.
Maybe not, because it was a game we won. And anyhow, so these guys are trying to do something to make it exciting. And so they did their own like March Madness type achievements for G5 football programs, like seeding and everything. Like, what is the best thing this team's ever done as a G5 football program? 1 through 64. They put them against each other. They're doing it on this Twitter and they're doing this voting and everything. Tim, you actually are the one that brought this up to me. I didn't see it originally. You told me about it first. But what was your first take on it that you didn't like?
I think it should be all G5 wins, not any FCS wins.
Well, yeah. The first thing you said was,
why are we at 9?
We were our upset against Tennessee was a 9 seed, and Southern's win over Florida was a 3 seed. And so I'm trying to rationalize it, and Ryan pointed out, I was like, that was an FCS win. Like, that should be not part of this whatsoever at all.
Qualifying.
Yeah. So I tweeted back to the guys, like, why is this? And they pretty much were like, well, we're trying to include everybody, and this was their achievement or whatever. But I didn't notice this at the time until I went back and started preparing for the show.
They're on there twice.
Southern's on there twice.
Yep.
For some steel chair celebration, which I
no idea what that is.
No idea what that is. So
and I didn't actually care enough to Google it either. I guess I could have, but I was like,
Well, I'm so petty. The last thing I want to Google or any search engine to have is another search for something Georgia Southern. I want them to have as few hits as possible.
I mean, I jokingly tweeted at them. I was like, shouldn't this be G4?
Right.
The AAC is P6. Of course, my buddy True Blue Drew from Georgia Southern had to tweet back at me, but I was like, well, they call themselves P6. Take them off this list. They don't need to be on here.
Well, yeah, you're not going to cover G5 and not cover the AAC because then no one's going to listen to your stuff. No one's going to pay attention.
Pretty much.
I'm sure that's the heart of the bread and butter. But and then App State's win over Michigan is a 1 seed. They were FCS school for like another how many years? 10 years later.
Way too many.
Beat North Carolina, so that seems like it would be up there.
But no, their Michigan win is what's up there. So it's a little BS-y, but I like what they're doing.
We won.
We did win, yes. I didn't even realize that voting was over, but we did win, and we advanced. And so now we're going up against CMU for Eric Fisher being drafted first overall, which is kind of a stretch for me. But
I would hope we win.
right now, I voted, and it kind of gives you the voting afterwards. We're killing them right now. So I retweeted.
Oh, is voting open?
Yeah, it's open. Yeah, all the matches are open. So I went through and voted for the ones that I cared about. And, yeah, so we're winning right now, but we need some more votes out there to keep it going. I don't know how long voting's for. Probably 1 or 2 days.
It just takes like one strong share from somebody who's well connected with what is that, Eastern Michigan or something? Western Michigan?
Yeah.
Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan's got like so many programs, so many FBS programs.
It's a big state.
Well, and aren't they 2 states? Isn't that the state that's got 2 parts?
I think so, yeah.
A top half and a bottom half?
Yeah. They're a hand, right?
No, I thought Wisconsin was the hand.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
My friends from Wisconsin always describe it with the hand.
Oh, okay.
And so Southern did advance in both of their matches as well, but they are losing in both of their next matchups. So
Ooh, are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
And obviously their trolls were out, just like sharing that to vote and everything. I'm surprised they didn't share to vote against us.
I'm sure they already have somehow.
Did you go to Talent Talk? Because I bet they did.
Nope. I don't know if I've ever been to Talent Talk.
I have looked every now and again when I really want some delicious tears. So
when you had a little bit too many sweets, you need something more salty and savory.
Yeah.
Appy also advanced with their win over Michigan, and they're going up against Cincinnati's 2009 Sugar Bowl appearance. I'm betting they win that as well.
I'd give it to them.
Yeah, Coastal's out, Arky's out, USA's out. Yeah. Monroe and Troy and Louisiana advance. Louisiana advances because of a 50-yard field goal win in the Noah Bowl. Yay!
What was ULM's? Was it the win over Bama?
Win over Arkansas.
Oh.
Wait.
Like Bama.
Yeah, it should have been, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Saban's first year, and it wasn't a great year for him, but still.
No, that happened in here. No, the steel chair celebration beat Monroe's. Monroe's winning at Arkansas. Man, that was hard to say.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously, again, that's obviously an example of the Georgia Southern trolls being out there.
Yeah. Well, and ULM people don't have the internet, so.
It's true. All they have is duck collars, right?
That's not including their student fees.
And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but so they're referring to Southern as GSU and us as Goss State. So come on, Group 5 guys, get together. They're GS, we're GSU.
They act like they're friendly, but then they do things like this, and
why haven't you tweeted at them, State of Atlanta?
Yeah, I was trying to prepare the show notes, so give me a break. I'll do something, whatever.
But we have some late breaking news right now.
Uh-oh.
It's huge.
I need to have like a soundboard where I can like do the
or we might not be allowed to do
news
that.
update, news alert. What's going on?
It's actually a really, really sad thing.
Uh-oh.
Waffle House is closing all their locations.
All of them. Whoa. Yeah.
That's huge.
That's terrible.
So they don't have they don't have keys for their doors.
They don't?
Yeah, because they're open 24/7. There was a big thing back when I was in high school in the 90s. Obviously Waffle House was a hangout spot for everybody. And they said, like, if Waffle House is open 24/7, why do they have locks on their doors? And we actually got an answer to it from one of the managers is they're required to have locks because of state regulations and everything. But they do a ceremony when they do their grand opening where they pour cement over the step leading into the door, and the keys are actually put into the step.
That's
awesome. That may be an urban legend, or maybe it's just what they tell people. But that's what I heard. And,
I believe it.
Yeah, so I guess locksmiths are getting out to all the Waffle Houses and
you know what? I'm gonna take that back. It's the internet. I think that person was wrong.
Wow.
365 locations.
That is what I saw. I saw 365 locations.
Yeah.
I guess they're closing one a day.
Looks like it. God, they have so many. I
Really,
love it.
But they're still takeout only probably right now. Anyway, even the ones that are open, right?
You ever gotten Waffle House takeout?
Yeah.
just as good as being there.
It's great. Yeah, I've done that plenty.
Most food you get
Never
takeout
done
is
that.
not quite as good because it steams a little bit in the box on the way home. But no, Waffle House is just as good.
Well, so Junior's has stayed open, the pizza place in the neighborhood, but they're now only taking orders on the phone. They're only letting one customer inside at a time. You have to make the payment over the phone. And what they're doing is they're walking the pizza box out, making you stand at the door, walking the pizza box out, putting it on a table, and saying, "You can come get this when I'm back in the kitchen."
Wow, they're taking it seriously.
Super seriously.
Yeah, I went for a run this morning, and I didn't pass a lot of people, but maybe 3. And it was funny. I was just running along the sidewalk, and they would like see me in about 50 feet out. They would just like start walking in the middle of the street, so they're nowhere near me as I pass, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
The
When I was running, I'm like hacking up a lung too because I have a cough. So
yeah, they definitely don't like you at all.
yeah, it was funny at work. One of my conference calls, I heard a joke that was, it used to be that you would cough to cover up a fart, and now you fart to cover up a cough.
That works, right? Yeah, there's not talking about going to a local place. There's a Mexican restaurant here in my neighborhood, like really close, walking distance, but I drove. And they're kind of similar to what you're talking about, but not to that extreme. They have a tailgate pop-up tent out front with a square payment thing. You place your order online. You come up there, you put your card into the Square reader, you pull it out, and then you like do your all signing thing on the screen that everyone else is touching. So kind of kills that point. But then they have a bunch of coolers out there, and they just kind of drop bags of the food, and they call out like the name and everything. But yeah, but the cool thing was their Mayor Bottoms now allows you to take beer home from establishment.
Oh, thank you, dear
Yeah.
leader.
Beer and wine.
So I got a beer and and they actually gave me a free koozie too, which is great. And I put it in the car and I drove back and I drank my beer for lunch while I was working. It was great. It was awesome.
Nice.
We went to Taqueria del Sol tonight for takeout only, obviously.
Right.
I was like, "Do you guys do to-go margaritas?" They're like, "No, it's illegal." It's like, "Is it?
Not right now.
Right now, it's not.
Can't they seal the margaritas in something?"
That's your problem.
No,
That's your problem.
Or well, I don't want to get my place in trouble, so I guess it's a good thing I didn't mention them yet. But no, they were handing out cups of margaritas in a plastic cup with ice and a straw. But then again, this is in the middle of a neighborhood, and a lot of people just like walk up to it.
Yeah.
So it's still an open container violation, I assume. But it wasn't like people were getting in cars with drinks and everything.
Yeah, I would have thought like
drove.
if they could have done a container and then sealed it like the breweries do with plastic, like fill that up. But
Dry County Brewery up in Kennesaw posted you can buy at like Lowe's and Home Depot. You can buy milk jugs that are like for use of something, whatever.
Mhm.
And like they were recommending to all the bars to go buy the milk jugs, and they basically turn themselves into a growler shop, and they could pour a gallon of beer in there and close it up and send it out. So
yeah.
But
The market provides.
They did have a margarita
and also,
mix.
I didn't want to get political, but I'll say this one thing because I'm the host, so I can say whatever I want to say. Is if this is cool to do now, why isn't it cool to do forever? Like,
Absolutely.
maybe
That's my point.
Maybe this should just be the new norm. Like, don't change it back. They had already started talking about allowing grocery store delivery to cover beer, so it makes complete sense that restaurants should be able to do the exact same thing with their to-go orders.
Well, and for a
Think
long
so.
time, the grocery pickup, they couldn't even put alcohol in it. You'd have to run inside. But now they not even in this crisis, but they started allowing it a couple months back.
I like the grocery pickup. We do the grocery delivery now, but I like the grocery pickup. But at my Kroger, people just use those spots as regular parking spots.
Oh,
Yeah. So
mine, it's like off to the side. It's like way in the back. It wouldn't even make sense to do that.
I know ours is like right up front, like primo parking.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So it's annoying, but whatever. One other thing that some entertainment stuff is going on that I think is really cool and makes a lot of sense for us to talk about is that NCAA March Madness Twitter account is doing something similar to Group of Five Guys, and they're doing best shots, best plays in March Madness history, NCAA tournament history, and of course RJ's The Shot is up in there and doing well.
It is doing well.
But wait, we can vote? Is it a people's choice?
Yeah, you can go on there and vote for it for sure.
Nice. I had no idea.
Voting opens Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
voting opens Thursday for the
Round.
next round. He's in the Sweet 16. Yes, he's in
Yeah.
the Sweet 16 right now, and he's up against Bryce Drew, Valpo 98 winner.
Look, I don't even know who that is. So
Peter. Yeah. You want to take a
RJ.
look because since we're doing video, let's try a little something here.
All
And
right.
I think I have the ability to show everybody this particular shot. Here we go. Share computer sound. Oh, we got to watch an ad for.
Oh no.
By
Oh,
Jamie Sykes, Carter pressuring. It's to Jenkins, the Drew for the win! Gone! He did it! Bryce Drew did it!
That was pretty amazing.
that was pretty good. That's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I agree, but I mean it's a great shot. It's a fantastic shot. However, really the most impressive thing about that. So you got two things that happen. The second thing that happens is a guy shoots a 3-pointer. First thing is a guy inbounds across the entire court,
Yeah.
across everybody, precision like to the guy that's going to make the shot. That's what's impressive about it.
That is the impressive thing that I just watched.
Exactly. So and then,
How many seconds were on the clock when they started? Do you know? You remember?
I think I forget.
Nothing. Next
Just
to
for
nothing?
just for reference, I think that we can actually take a look at RJ's shot
Nice.
because I always take an opportunity to watch this one.
I do this weekly anyway, so.
Timeouts left. What are they doing?
What are we doing?
Jay Hunter for three!
Coach falls down. He's on the ground. He's on the ground. Someone get him up.
Okay.
Oh, he's rolling around. I'm over there. You can see my head.
Hunter has fallen off his stool for good reason. Georgia State up by 1.
All right. So
That was the best.
So where that one I think wins out because there's two things that happen there, and one is a phenomenal shot, and the other is the coach falls off the stool onto the ground.
I think the comeback was awesome, too. I mean, we were down, 12, 13?
Yeah, I don't know. Was it double digits? I thought it was like 8 or 9 we were down. I forget.
No, it was double digits. Yeah, like our comeback was awesome.
TJ getting past the ball there for a second and then just being like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, give it to RJ.
That is my favorite part of the whole thing. I think he was at one of the spring tours and they interviewed him about that. And what were you thinking when RJ passed you the ball? And he was like, I don't want this. It's like because RJ passes it to him and TJ's like immediately right back and like
no,
and-
wrong person.
exactly. It's like I'm TJ, not RJ. You're RJ. You're not
Yeah.
TJ. You got this. But it was I cut the clip before the rebound happened on the other end. It was TJ Shipes that got the rebound that got us a chance for that shot. So he's just as much of that as RJ is. But well, no, he's not as much. He's just a lot.
No.
No.
So of those two, bias aside, which one do you think deserves to win?
I don't understand the question. It's like,
Because you can't put bias aside.
yeah, no, of course not. I mean, we're all sitting here wearing our Georgia State gear, all blue.
Yep.
You know?
Did they have a comeback of over 10 points?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I also don't know what a Valpo is.
I'm a homer too. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there.
Recent and relevant. How about that?
Yeah, I think that how recent the RJ shot was, and the fact that Coach Hunter went on that season to be on TNT and doing all kinds of other things, kind of became a known person. I think that we have a real good shot at winning this one. So making it to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. No.
Who do we face in that bracket?
What's
People
that?
were excited about that, though. I mean, I've had people that are like not Georgia State fans, people in other states even that were like, when they find out I'm a Georgia State fan, they'll tell me about that.
I mean, that entire arena was excited that day.
Oh yeah, well, because who was it? I forget, what was the game afterwards? Was it the Xavier guys or something? Whoever it was like the school that either had beef against Baylor or just liked pulling for the underdog. So when we started making that comeback, the crowd, the entire crowd, like our little section, which is right over there where the shot was going crazy. But the entire arena started really getting into it. That was fun times.
Nice.
I want more of that in my life.
So let's see. We would face I want to know who we'd face. We'd face UMBC 2018 or CJ McCollum 2012. Not that I know what happened. Obviously, UMBC was super low seed, right? Upset EA. So, all right.
Yeah.
We could make it to that round and then probably lose to UMBC.
Vote him against Thursday. I'll try to remember to tweet it out to everybody, and you guys share it. We'll try to get some votes for RJ, get him up in the polls, see if we can make it to the Final Four. It'd be great. I think that shot is Final Four material. I really do.
I think it's all the way material.
Well, it's all the way material. If you're Final Four, you can make it all the way. It just matters.
The best basketball I've ever seen. So.
How many fans? And you watch a lot of college basketball.
Tons of it. I mean, it's been on in the same room as me for my whole life. So.
You have no idea. You can't even tell how many times it's been on, right?
Yeah.
So a pretty heated topic on Panther Talk this week was whether or not this whole quarantine deal is going to have an impact on the start of college football. And again, not to get too political.
I feel like we're getting political really fast here.
This isn't political.
Well, they made it they made it as political as this whole coronavirus thing has become.
Yeah.
I find it hard to imagine that this is going to push that far into it, but
better not.
But I could see probably like a stage thing. Like, all right, because the way they were before, like, all right, no more than 250 people can get together at a time. No more than 50, no more than 10 now is where we're at. And I think at some point it's like, say goodbye to your family, go out alone. You're Forrest Gump running West Coast by yourself now. It's all that's going to be able to happen. But the opposite should happen the other direction. It's like, all right, now we're cool. We're going to do a few weeks where we can do 10 people together, or 50 people together and start building back up. I don't think they're going to go back to, all right, Michigan, fill the big house, like 110,000 people get together all at one time, right?
By late August or early September, you don't think so?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I think we'll be done with it by.
I agree.
It might be lingering, but we will be out and about. People aren't going to be stuck in their houses for that long.
I did like the comment that somebody put on Panther Talk that this is all fine and dandy right now. You start messing with college football and NFL, and people are not going to handle having to stay home.
No.
And I'm going to bring up the ridiculous thing, but it really depends on how valuable coaches really think like spring practices and other practice schedules. If they're like, well, we can't do it because they're not conditioned.
Right.
That might end up being something that impacts the start of college football.
So we have to have our team on secret conditioning, getting just stout and ready to go, while Alabama does my whole Olympics get fat, dumb, and lazy thing. And we come out in week 2 and
forget you're playing Georgia State and lose.
Exactly.
I mean, I would hope that the coach, strength and conditioning coaches, could still be sending them training packages and telling them what to do. But I mean, they're still not going to have like the facilities at home.
Yeah, because gyms are closed. Yeah.
Right.
But, for the most part, just like run forever. Keep that that condition going,
And you can even do strength training without any weights. I mean, you can, there's all kinds of different methods for all that stuff, but it's just not going to be as good. So.
No, you won't be to the same level. Plus, just the nutrition as well, because, you're at home with mom and she's cooking the fried chicken and the macaroni and cheese and the pasta salads and all that kind of stuff that you grew up loving and is actually great and making me hungry right now.
Pasta salad? What are you talking about?
Pasta salad. I was talking about. I know other people like that. I was trying to.
Okay. I'm like, I was all on board with everything you were saying. You said pasta salad.
Macaroni and cheese? Yeah.
Fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. I'll eat that every day of my life.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. My wife disagrees. She does not like fried chicken, which is she's from up north, and that's just like absolutely, you can believe that when she says she does not like fried chicken.
She's objectively wrong. I mean,
of course.
So did you know that like chicken and waffles though was created in Brooklyn?
Was it really?
Yeah. So like being from the north is a sad excuse. That's not real, right? She's broken somehow. Fortunately,
she's from New York, but she's not from that cesspool that is the islands of New York. She's
upstate, right?
Yeah, she's upstate. She's actually, cool thing is her hometown, as small as it is, like I think it's like less than 100,000 people. They have all kinds of unique foods themselves. Like they have like all kinds of like menus that are just Utica. It's Utica, New York, of Utica foods. chicken riggy.
They've got their own beer.
Half Moons. They have their own beer up there. There's something else I'm forgetting right now. They have all kinds of great stuff up there, and it's good food, but it's not chicken and waffles, which is awesome, and it's not Southern food. But back on this affecting college football starting, there was a thread on the Sunbelt board on CSN, and someone posted out there that if this does affect it, this could shut down programs because some schools need this money and revenue and everything to keep a program afloat, and you could see some of the smaller programs getting shut down. And actually, I think the topic of the thread was, should the P5 programs be under any obligation to make sure the smaller programs stay around? And they don't. It's not their responsibility. Especially when you're talking about why should a school in this state make sure a school in another state is still able to have football. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope.
Especially when you're not even playing them ever. But
I mean, so there is an argument to be made that there might be an incentive for some school to do that, to say like, okay, well, we'll stick you on our schedule and we'll prepay you or something like that, just to because the P5 schools do need to schedule G5 and FCS programs, smaller schools, to basically sell their season tickets so they can get 6 home games for season tickets.
Right.
So there's actual incentive for that. They're not obliged to do it, but they may decide to do it, you know?
So maybe I'm putting on my blue sunglasses, but I feel like even if things get delayed for an entire season, Georgia State as a university has got enough money and everything to push this through somehow, some way. I mean, you know, we have 40 acres of land comes available in downtown Atlanta, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll just go ahead and get that. No bigs. So I feel like we keep this going. If something did happen, and I don't think we're going to lose the entire season. I'm not even advocating for it. I don't think it's going to happen. But if something does happen that maybe you miss a game or two and it has an impact on other schools that have to do something, maybe this is a reshuffle and the conference stuff that kind of comes up later on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even really want to think about any of that. That sounds terrible. No delays. Sorry.
No delays, yeah.
Listen, no sports right now is terrible.
It is absolutely horrible. I mean,
no sports in the summer, no sports in the fall. I can't even imagine. Yeah,
and this is already a downtime for college sports because, you know, right now March Madness is going on, but as soon as that's done, you know, as sad as it is, the other sports do not get a lot of mention. A little watching with the baseball and the volleyball, the track and field, all that kind of stuff, the tennis and the golf. But you normally have at least Major League Baseball going on right now. It's something just to have on in the background, whether you're into it or not. There's always a game on. There's always a Major League Baseball game on. That's what one of the things I like about how many games there are in baseball. There's always a game on. You can always get into it.
Yeah, that's why I dump Major League Baseball and I go with MLS soccer.
Yeah, they're done too.
They know how to tailgate. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've been to United games. They have a good time. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's rough. Like that's gone. Like everything that takes up all the time to football is gone.
And it's not like you can replace it with something else. It's not like, all right, well, you know, I'm going to go check out all these restaurants that I've never been to before, or
marble racing.
Exactly. It's like, no, here's what your options are. What you're going to do is you're going to stay home and you're not going to watch sports and you're not going to leave your house. That's it. Stay at home, not watch sports.
Yep. I've been catching up on some video games, so
that's good for you. Yeah. I not had that ability so far.
I've been playing the latest Star Wars game.
Oh, I have that game. It's been purchased. I have gotten so far, it is actually out of the shrink wrap packaging, and I've opened it up and looked at the disc.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But they've already teased that you're going to need it for some of the content, some of the theatrical content that's going to come out. So
there's nothing theatrically scheduled besides Mandalorian.
Really? No, and that's not theatrical either. But
yeah. I mean, that's also.
But the main character is a famous actor. He's been like digitized. So.
Huh. Yeah. I actually thought about getting a Nintendo Switch, but you can't get those now. They're sold out everywhere.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, we've got one.
Yeah. I don't have it. Like, I just have an Xbox 360. I don't have any new consoles.
Jesus.
I know. It's weird. My imagination died, Ryan. And I wanted to get it back. I was going to get a Nintendo Switch. I was like, sure, I'll get that. Why not?
Well, you can get.
There's no good games.
You can probably get a Switch Lite, but Switch Lites are stupid.
No, I wouldn't want that. Yeah, I want
is it like a light switch?
Exactly. No, it is a light switch, and you just go over to your doorway and you just play the game right there.
So PS4, Xbox One.
We got PS4.
PS4.
Yeah.
Right.
I have Xbox One.
So obviously PS4 is the answer. Yeah. His text messages don't even work. So
Trust me, I'm thinking about buying one of something.
do it.
I did it because it seemed like it was a better media center, but I think more of my friends have PS4s. So
Got it.
Back to something related to Georgia State and everything. There was an article about JoJo Toppin that I thought was kind of interesting that came out. I'm sure Ryan did not read it. Tim, did you happen to catch it?
I did catch it. Yep.
Not much to it, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. His connection with Lanier. He'd gone to a Tennessee camp, and Lanier was big on him then. And now he came to State and followed him.
Wants to lead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he wants to lead. So
was he one of the bench players this year?
was he one of the bench players this year?
I feel there were like 3 people who were benched who were like probably starters, right?
You're right. Yeah. Oh, he did say that he has the goal, a very interesting goal. He wants to be the defensive player of the year for the Sun Belt.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'm down for that.
Nice.
So,
We don't play that, but sure.
That was not in the article. Someone on Panther Talk said that, so I'm just stealing what they said. I actually steal a lot of things from Panther Talk.
Well, wait, was it Ed? Because Ed just knows this stuff. I don't know how.
It was likely Ed. It was likely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
He does have a lot of stats.
Oh, yeah.
No, he has a lot of insider information. Like, who are you, man? Like, where?
He just
Maybe he's like a plant, right? He's really
have you guys not met him before? He's come out to watch parties and stuff.
Yeah, I've met him.
Yeah.
I probably haven't. I don't remember. We drink too much there.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, and but he's got nothing to do with the athletics department, he just always knows everything.
He works in sports, but not for Georgia State sports, I don't believe.
Right.
Okay.
And I just learned that in a post he made today. There's another article, or actually an article. Tim, you messaged us that Cavante Ivory leaving the program.
Yeah.
Which apparently, honestly, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible fan. I'll talk about like not knowing stats or paying attention to stats. I also have a really bad time paying attention to players that are not like the faces of the sport. So my response to Tim when he says he's out was, and what sport does he play?
Yeah. So does he get a lot of play time? I mean, like how many minutes are we losing per game? You know?
Not a lot, and not a lot of points.
Yeah.
So
towards the end of the season, his minutes came down.
He's got 2 more years left, so he decided that I'm assuming, saw the writing on the wall, the talent coming in, the talent that he's been playing against with on the bench in practices, and was like, all right, I'm probably not going to get any more minutes. I'm not going to be a starter, so I'll put my talent somewhere else. So, I mean, that's a good sign, right?
It goes into what I was saying, where I think there were 2 or 3 people on the bench this whole year who were just not allowed to play. They were like not qualified or whatever.
Yeah, NCAA transfers. And
yeah. So they were like they're riding the bench, but they're presumed starters. So
it's like ideally you want to have a player to come in there and play their entire like full term at your school and graduate and everything. That's not really realistic in basketball for at least the blue chips. But as bad as it is to have a guy think that he needs to leave the program after coming in as a freshman, it just is a testament to how much your program is building. Like you were able to recruit better than him years after he had been there and he was playing time. So best of luck to him. I hope he does well wherever he goes.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a sign of the continuing growth of Georgia State basketball and it getting better and better.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move on his part. He can see he's not going to play, and he wants to play, and he doesn't want to sit on the bench, and he doesn't want to be the scrub, right?
Right.
So he wants to go on to a different program. He knows he's not going to play.
And if he has any chance at doing any kind of professional basketball whatsoever at all, whether it be in Europe or anywhere else, you got to have some playing minutes to show.
You got to play, yeah.
That tape to show people what you can do.
That's what I don't understand about why recruiting for lesser programs is so hard, just in general, like across the board. It seems like with, the technology we have in place in 2020, NFL, NBA, MLB, those people are going to find you no matter what school you go to. I mean, you could go to, Sisters of the Poor or whatever joke people make, and people are going to find you if you're out there like balling,
Right.
Yeah.
If you have game tape, people are going to find you. I mean, we have a pro day at Georgia State, just like every other FBS program does. I mean, there's plenty of FCS and Division II people that have made it in the NFL, and I assume NBA. I don't know, but I don't watch NBA that much.
But you have to have the game tape. Like, you have to get on the court or field or whatever. Like that, they're not just going to take your practice or your your pro day stats, which might be off the charts, but like that's not going to be enough.
Yeah. Well, and then also you're going to get better when you play the game. You can practice all day long against your teammates, but you're going to get better when you're actually getting game time experience. And there's nothing better than that whatsoever at all. So this is a good move. I think it's a smart move for him. Shows that he has some drive and ambition. He's good head on his shoulder. So best of luck to him. Hopefully he doesn't go to any program that I don't like. But I'm sure he's smart. I mean, if he's this smart, he wouldn't do that, right? Yeah. So speaking of programs I don't like, Southern's basketball coach left.
Good for him.
Yeah, went up to JMU.
Is it good or bad? I don't think it really matters.
Well, I'm just happy for him. That's all.
Getting out of Statesboro? Or?
Yeah, he got paroled. He got out of Statesboro.
I don't know any of the ins and outs of this, but congratulations to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's from Virginia, so I think he probably want to get back. I mean, anywhere else but Statesboro is probably better.
I'm assuming he's married, and I'm assuming his wife was like, I don't care where you get a job offer, you're getting me out of this place. And he's like, hey, hometown came a calling. It's just like, I'm already halfway out the door. Yeah. So, but this will be interesting because Southern just got a new athletic director, and so he's got a quick test to replace what's been a competitive team in the Sun Belt. I really hate that this dude takes off getting 2 wins against us at home.
It's actually like what they've been able to do on the basketball court has been pretty crazy because they've never been that good at it. And then they come into the Sun Belt and all of a sudden they're competing with us. And we were just, destroying the Sun Belt.
Right.
Besides like ooh la la. And then Georgia Southern comes in and is basically, competing with us.
Yeah, they had our number for the most part this season. We got them home. They got us at home twice, but
well, we don't count that last
game. It doesn't make any sense that all of a sudden they just got better in basketball. And
that didn't happen, right?
It didn't. That last game didn't happen. They canceled the tournament.
I don't know if you heard. It doesn't count. In my head canon, it does not count.
Yeah, it's canceled.
And Tim, you need to take a little break. You need to talk to somebody at the house there.
I am getting a contactless beer delivery.
Oh, there you go.
It's apparently the wrong beer. I ordered the wrong one, so I'm getting a different one.
What? Did they bring up like multiple things of beer and then you're like, yes, no, yes?
One was Stay Gold from Creature Comforts and one was Get Comfortable from Creature Comforts. But they only had Stay Gold and I wanted Get Comfortable.
Okay.
This is fantastic.
Those are stupid expensive beers that I bought. And I was like, well, if I'm going to be quarantined at home, why not?
All right.
It's only $20 for a 4-pack of Stay Gold.
Oh, my God.
Tall boys, 16 ounce, but still expensive. It's limited release, blah, 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 whatever.
I mean, I'm out of beer, so all I've got is wine right now.
Yeah, as I say, I thought you were drinking wine.
Yeah, but you have a bottle. You know how to show up right there. I mean, you're ready.
Why didn't you just walk over to Junior's and just buy a 6-pack of beer from them?
Well, you'd have to buy 6 beers, not a 6-pack, which I know is a distinction maybe not worth making, but I tried to go to Halfway Crooks, and they just decided to take Monday and Tuesday off. They're going to be open tomorrow. They were just like, you know what? We're taking a little sabbatical. All right.
Obviously, not fans of the program. They're not being there for you, man.
It's sort of weird. I mean, like I was really confused about it, and then I went on their website, and they've got an article that's just like, yeah, we decided to close Monday and Tuesday. Okay.
Well, it's rough for everybody right now. They're trying to figure things out, and I don't blame them.
They're only doing takeout, so even when I went out there.
I mean, because they don't. I mean, they serve food. They're not like all restaurants.
That's not their primary, no.
Yeah, so I guess they're just doing takeout beer, growlers and crowlers. And
you can order whatever, but what? Creature Comforts Allagash. You didn't mention that it was a
collab,
yeah.
That's
Allagash, nice.
Belgian style IPA. Should be pretty good.
That sounds gross.
No, it's really good. Get comfortable is really good.
I've got my Pinot from Oregon.
There you go.
Or
Always
Washington or Seattle, wherever that place is.
No, Oregon. I know that for wine.
The hot zone. That's where you got it from.
The hot zone.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
There was another article that College Football News put out this week, and it was like their way too early look at the 2020 opponents. And looky there, we are a early opponent of Alabama in 2020.
They have us winning, right?
Yeah.
I think the Vegas line out is us by 12, right?
Nice. Vegas knows, man. Those people
They
know.
know, like, all right, well, if you can beat Tennessee by 8, you can obviously beat Bama by 12. It just another year of experience. No, it was actually a really. I don't know if either one of you read it. It was a good article. I mean, like, you know, it was written by Bama News or something like that. I said College Football News, didn't I? That's not who it was. It was a 24/7 article, but they were very complimentary of the program. They didn't mention how much they've killed us in the 2 games we played against them, but they also didn't mention Albert Wilson running a touchdown against them either. But you know,
That was sweet.
why would they?
Their fans were so distraught when that happened.
Oh yeah, because they want that shutout, like the Penn State people. They want that shutout against a crap program, you know.
Yeah, no, the Penn State folks are dead to me. I had such an amazing experience up there. I loved it. I loved every minute of it until they iced our kicker, and then I was like, oh, right, this program is garbage.
Yeah, there's a news program that I watch, and there was this guy that was on it, and he's not on it any longer. But anyhow, they were talking about Penn State that season. Later on, Penn State lost some game.
Yeah.
I forget who. I think it may have been in-state to some. I don't remember who it was. Anyhow, it pretty much dashed because, you know, one loss at the P5 level takes you out of national contender for the most part.
Pretty much.
And anyhow, the players were all upset and they're rushing off the field, and that coach is dragging players back out of the tunnel. Like, no, you go out there and you shake hands and you do your stuff. You be gentlemen. You be appropriate, whatever. And so the news show that I'm watching, they're talking about how great this guy is. And this one dude on the show who's not there any longer, and I'm kind of glad because I didn't care for him. He said the one thing that I love is he's like, hey, hold your horses. This is the same guy that iced a 52-0 kicker, a game with a kicker up there. It's like, no. Don't give this guy credit for being a nice guy. This guy is totally a jerk, you know? So I was like, ain't that bad, Eric. He ain't that bad at all. So, but he's gone now, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But
he did one good thing.
but he didn't mention. He didn't say it was Georgia State at all. He never said who it was. He just said they were beating a team 52-0 and iced the kicker at the end of the game. Like, come on, just give us a little mention. Although people get mentioned for getting blown out again. I don't know.
Everything was fantastic except for that, right? I mean, that moment was just like, come on.
Did you go to that game?
Yeah, I was there.
Really?
Creamery with the brewery. Oh yeah, I'm all over that shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, damn it. Wait, we said that? We're not on iTunes.
I think we agreed that the S-bomb is allowed.
Okay, cool.
They said it on South Park, so
yeah, that was
anything you can say on cable TV is fine, I think.
Yeah, that was a fun place to visit. The creamery was great with the ice cream they have on campus, and the brewery that's off campus was fantastic.
Yep. Had a DD too. It was great.
The daycare right next to the stadium and everything.
Yeah. We tailgated all day long.
We had daycare because my wife's family lives there. So we just left Izzy at her mom's house and then cruised into.
I was making an inappropriate joke about Joe Paterno. So.
We didn't take her anywhere near that. Plus, he's not really into girls. So.
Well, I guess it wasn't Paterno, but he was just in charge. Back to Bama. I didn't know this. Apparently, this will be Alabama's first home game because they're doing the neutral opening game like they do every year because everyone wants to pay them bajillions of dollars to go into their pro stadium. Anyhow, they renovated Bryant-Denny Stadium over the break, so it'll be the first game in their newly renovated stadium.
Sweet.
Yeah, I went down.
It's a pretty nice stadium, regardless. Like, I've been there twice now.
It's spectacle. It's a
I went the first game. I don't remember a lot about it because drinking throughout the pregame and whatnot. But no, it was fine. But yeah, so newly renovated. I guess it'll be a nice little turnout there.
What I remember is they have the big screens in every corner, right? So there are 4 big giant screens around the whole thing, and they're all playing stuff. What I also noticed though was that it was really quiet, and I don't know if it's because they were playing like little old Georgia State, but you could hear the swishing of the pom poms.
Oh,
and then the Roll Tide, every now and again.
Yeah,
a lot.
Every now and again, yeah.
Every other play was Roll Tide because it's first down. But there you could hear the pom pom swishes. I was like, God, man, this is terrible.
They have a really nice stadium. I think it felt like a spectacle. Like the lights are just perfectly aligned. Like this big screens on all the corners. I mean,
yeah.
They spend some dollars.
It was a nice stadium. It's weird to think they dump more into it.
Well, like we were talking about last week about attendance, you've got to do whatever you can to bring people into those stands. You don't want to you don't want to be like the best team in college football and the aerial views show rows and rows of empty seats at the top levels,
My question would be, did they make it smaller?
I haven't heard. I know some schools have done that, but I don't remember hearing anything about Bama doing that.
Yeah, because I know they were increasing the size every year, building up, but it seems smart, as trends go downward for people, attending games that they would make these things smaller, kind of like, when they did Mercedes-Benz, and for MLS they have a different configuration that seats fewer people.
Well, actually, it seats fewer because they close off the top level.
Don't they move out the bottom stands too? Don't they move?
They can move. They move out a few of them, but you still have your lower level on-field type stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it is technically fewer seats, but I think closing off the top bowl takes out more seats than what you're doing in the.
But they also did that in a way that makes sense for like TV, and like it doesn't look like a bunch of empty seats. It just looks like
right. Yeah.
Building.
If you get on there on the field, you can see easily how they can basically drop seats below and they go under the existing seats.
Yeah.
The seats above them. Yeah. But overall, is a pretty positive article. I like anytime you hear something positive about us in print or online. Yeah. Incredibly rare, but getting more and more common. So that's nice.
We got to score a touchdown this year.
Yeah, well, again, score a touchdown again. We scored. Alvin Wilson got a touchdown the first time. Will Lutz got a field goal. The only points we scored the second time.
I think this coronavirus, this plays right into us.
We have them right where we want them.
Like coronavirus, you can't practice. You know what? They're probably practicing. They're probably like in some quarantine special place for Alabama football players, and they're still practicing.
They immediately just put them in a place and said, like, you're not allowed to leave, but you're practicing.
You're practicing. We're going to bring food in for you. You have free everything. It's an expensive renovation. I just looked it up. It's $92.5 million.
$92 million.
Yeah.
And so if we had, like, people were talking about us building a brand new – if we had gotten the land somewhere to build a new stadium, it would be like $30 or $40 million to build a new stadium. No, they spent twice that, almost triple that.
Renovations.
So sometimes it costs more to renovate, though, right? Because you have to deal with pre-existing structure.
Right.
They're going to get rid of the fancy scoreboards and go with 2 gigantic ones instead.
In the end zones?
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
there was
scoreboards.
I think that Georgia State, even with our smaller scoreboard now, we are the 11th largest scoreboard in college football.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad. What about G5? You know?
We were 6th with the full-size Braves scoreboard, and then obviously we almost cut that in half, right?
It's a lot. We took a big chunk out of the bottom of that.
A big strip out.
Yeah, so we're 11th. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, and I love that a lot of people would try to take that from us, but like we basically replaced the whole stinking thing anyway. So
and there's not really a way we could put an opposite side or on the other, like, but for the most part,
you really put a small scoreboard.
The band is really that section that can't really see that scoreboard for them, or have to like turn their head away from the stadium. I guess that right field section really can't see it either. But yeah, that wasn't anything I wanted to talk about. Is just start talking about scoreboards, and so that came up. I don't have anything else for this. You guys have any final thoughts or anything you wanted to talk about before we head on to last call?
I don't.
No, let's last call it so we can start cursing.
I got some Falcons stuff to talk about. It was a big week for the Falcons.
Ooh, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. All right, well, thanks everybody for listening or for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know. We got some decent comments, some good comments last week. Thank you to Ryan. Thank you to Tim. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.